So, hello everyone, Monday was time for the final episode of Beastars, Season 2, course 24 together to 12 and 2, right? Final episode, what's gonna happen? We have, Batman fighting, come on. Especially a vigilante trained Wolfman guy, Okami guy there. Fighting, of course, the Kuma. I don't think the guy's gonna die, of course. I wonder if, Bishonen Goat is alive. That's the question. He had some tomato juice on his shirt there, but I don't think he actually. I don't know if they actually killed him, right? It was like, oh yeah, maybe. So that's one thing. It definitely feels like, of course, Senpai is going there in the car. It really was the ending, right? I mean, we see the ending, they're driving in the car next to the ocean. That has been in. There's an ending, right? I mean, there's an ending, the ending per episode. But last episode's ending was them driving there, right? Yeah, so like that ending we have seen in every episode is in two. That is what we saw last part there. So I guess it was like a hinting to their bromance in the car there. And the cross-dressing thing was great. That was like, yep, that's the ship we all really want, right? The Legoshi and Luis, yeah. Anyway, let's have a fun episode. 3, 2, 1, and go. And of course. Okay, so not even have that ending first. What are they talking about? Interesting. Yeah, so now they're starting with the ending. The car ride here. That usually it ends with. Well, I guess after the ending is over, we're probably going to go into the car ride, as you saw how it ended like that last episode, right? So, if it's hard to say that as it ended, ending ended with last episode ending. It's gotta, it's freaking play on words kind of thing. Tongue twister thing. Ooh, but look at that. It's a bromance ending. It's like boss. Oh. But I think definitely when this ending is over, it's probably gonna be the car ride still, right? They probably will have a special opening, so to speak, like an insert song when they do an opening, right? Yeah, I don't think they're gonna have the actual opening, you know what I mean? Like the song is probably gonna appear, right? But they're not gonna have like it with the normal opening. It probably be maybe during the fight, so in typical Sean and Adam, yeah, it's like fight, right? Then it's gonna be like, yeah. It's probably something like that, right? Like when he fights the Kuma, then it's gonna throw in the opening. Like it was a Black Clover or something. But kinda, come on. Like it's like a shonen time, right? Yeah, now it's shonen time. Now it's like, yes, shonen time. But here we go. Beastars. Final episode. Yes. See, I told you guys gonna be in the car right there. With that special opening anything? He knew it. It's a dreamy bromance ending in the car. Bossu. Ooh. Man. It feels more possible to be free. Can't do it, man. This is a true love. This or man, freaking Koa and Senpai thing. Come on. No way, man. It's always staring at it so beautifully in every ending. Oh, man. No. Probably shot next to me. Oh man, this is like brutal here. Man, this ending thing exactly, man. With this ending of the bromance ending, no wonder they threw in the special ending. But he's like, yeah, IBUKI wanted, man. Man, his love for Bossu was just too immense, man. This guy is like the greatest servant ever, man. He really loved Louise, man. So he told us the true love story of the anime. Yeah, that you could die for nothing, boss. Okay, now we go to the Wolfman and Bearman. But man, that was dark, man. I kept saying that, no one loved anyone as much as IBUKI loved Louise. That was a true love. Come on, that was sad. Jesus Christ, man. I didn't think it was... Okay, so it's live. Yeah, he's fine. Okay, good. Bichon and Goat Boy is fine. Of course he's too pretty to die, man. He's too beautiful to die. Good. Can't have one more death scene. He had IBUKI dying there, man. Can't have Bossu's best love romance dying, man. He really loved that guy, man. He really loved Louise. This time he has to win, though. One last time was like... And I did say that last time. I was like, come on, man. He trained so much. He defeated the whole lion army by himself. Couldn't beat one guy with a gun. Come on. This time he has to win, man. I don't know, man. He's pretty much he's going wilder. Come on, you just train with the panda for a whole season, man. You train with the panda to be a martial artist super guy. Man, the Kuma's just hungry, man. He's gonna eat everything. Here we go. Is he finally gonna unlock his true martial art training? Is he finally gonna go into his, perfect... Maybe? I don't know, like butterfly martial art? Yeah, I mean, the Beast is a big guy, right? I don't think he's a good fighter, he's bigger. He's just the biggest guy in the anime. He's just like, I'm the biggest animal. That was kind of beautiful. He's swinging out like a ragdoll, man. Man, the guy gets owned again. Jesus Christ, man. Is he finally gonna be able to stand up for a finisher? I don't know, man. The guy is... He did all his training and he's still a bad fighter. But really though, the Kuma isn't even a good fighter. The Kuma is just big, right? Like, you throws him around, man. Yeah, the Bears is a big guy. It's like, let me just it's going with that Bichon route. Let me talk to you. Yeah, okay. Let's be. What do you explain to me? Yeah, okay. And this is very random. It's like, let's talk about our feelings. Instead of, I'm just gonna eat you now. Let's do it first. Okay. Yeah, back to me. Maybe this is plan to get a confession out of him or something? Like a weird confession strategy. I'm gonna pretend to lose this fight. He confessed to me that he ate him. And then I can defeat him, right? Call the cops or something. Maybe. It's like, oh, but the taste, man. Good taste. Harusan has really been... Yeah, I mean I keep saying it, but it's been very little Harusan in Season 2, right? Season 2 are more or less romance, yeah, not much Harusan. I don't know, maybe... I was thinking that Luis might save him, right? Maybe Panda will save him. I don't know. Hopefully Legoshi can fight for himself once, but... Here we go. So I told the last episode Senpai will come and save him. That's what I said. That Senpai will come and save him, right? You know? Keep it going on that cross... Yeah, come on. Just like I said last week. He must have still a gun though, so... But this is what I said last video, Luis will come and save him. With the car, yeah. They come from the car ride. Ah, come on, should I leave him there? Jesus Christ, man. Doesn't he have a gun or something? But that's what I said last week, man. I said it was kind of... Yeah, it's pretty predictable. I said that Luis was gonna come and save him, man. He's gonna be the guy to... Can you hear them? I mean, you just over his head right there. Yeah, I mean, you're sitting like he's next to... You're sitting he's slightly over his head, right? They're like 1 meter over his head or something. He's probably able to hear them. And potentially climb up there, right? Man, that was dark, man. IBUKI. Oh man, that was in the car scene. That was freaking gruesome. I think the first shit's gonna be the best in this whole season. In the car, it's like, you have to kill me, boss, to be free. Yeah, that was the best scene. That was freaking... And he's lost his best friend, right? Kind of something. Bromance, lion guy. I don't know, but yeah, like I don't know how he felt for him, but he's pretty. Yeah, come on, you love this man. Come on, they were always like bromancing in the car and so on. But this is kind of risky, I feel here, is from the general standpoint that they haven't defeated, you know, crazy eater guy. And he's just next to them. And Luis can't stop crying here now. Yeah, I remember his father and, you know, his life and all that stuff, and man, he's goddamn lion best. Come on, that was the best friend he had or something romance. Come on, that was like the true bromance he had. More than with Legoshi, freaking IBUKI. That was like supposed to. Man, that was the first scene was the best scene, man. Yeah, he's like, oh, you're gonna kill me to be free, man. Yeah. But it feels weird to me that having this like heart-to-heart discussion here, and you know, the Kuma is just very close, like he's just under them. You're like, if it's like you appear number 4, man. That's on his leg there. This reminds me of Nami now. Yeah, this reminds me of. Well, this reminds me of One Piece of Nami, definitely. Free cuts, you know, she goes to remove the all on tattoo, right? Very much so, actually. Very much so. Do what you can to remove my my number 4 here. I bet you the Kuma would do it voluntarily. Yeah, I'm a wolf after all. Man, this looks yeah, this looks more yaoi than it should, man. Like it can. Let's admit last week. Yeah, that looks very yaoi. It's like, oh yeah, Louis Senpai gets in the angle. Like that looks. Yeah, this looks very weird. Definitely on purpose. That's freaking Rule 34 territory, man. Like he's gonna get powered up by eating. I suppose so. He sees that his wolf sense will come out. Yeah, here we go. That by getting that lunch, he's gonna get wolf. He's like, ah, you did it too? It just happened. Oh yeah, bro! You're a true wolf now? Yeah, it's like, yeah, that's awesome. Now you look like you could be my best friend. Of course he just likes it. But apparently it's a very powerful thing to get to eat some meat if you're living as this. It's like going Super Saiyan from this. I think it's a little bit like, yeah, gets a little food and now it's like Super Saiyan. Yeah, it's like, all his hair, he looks like 10 times more muscular. This is ridiculous. He ate like a little portion of meat and now his muscles like twice as big. Yeah. His fur is like, you know, as double as thickness. Everything is expanded on him. Everything. I mean, it's like twice the size of a character now. That meat is very powerful. Yeah, he doubled up in size when he ate it. Is that why the Kuma is so big too then? Because he ate once last season. Now he's like super sizable because he. That is true secret to be a warrior in this anime world. But man, the Louise part, they gave me some One Piece vibe, honestly. I mean, it's both Sanji, Seth, and the Nami. But really, my Nami, I just like that. And he pushed him. He went ultra wolf there. Eating the. Did he die from that? I don't know. Like he kind of punched him, but maybe he. In this time, maybe. Grab some organ, perhaps. Maybe. But man, Legoshi looks like this is. I mean, it's ridiculous. He looks like so much more furry now. He's like, yeah, he expanded massively. It's like his body just immediately, you know, I'll say it, consumed that meat and it grew out so much protein from that immediately. It's like another character. It's so ridiculous. You know, I kind of wish I had last week, as I hope for last week that Luis senpai would enter with a gun and you shoot him. You know, he's like, bam, you're dead, man. Bigger, I got technology, yeah. Come on. Bring a gun to a knife fight? Come on, man. Kind of like that. But yeah, Legoshi is like a new character. Really does. It was a great tasting leg though. Thank you, senpai. I guess he's gonna have some kind of prosthetic leg or like a, you know, pirate leg later on, like a wood plank leg kind of thing. Or something. Some kind of prosthetic limb thing going on later. Perhaps. He didn't eat all his leg, so yeah, there's some. Yeah, it was a tomato juice away, and now it's all. Here comes the cops. Finally, call the cops. They could call the cops like a few weeks ago on him. Since they knew they could call the cops on him a few episodes ago. But yeah, I guess Bishonen got the cops, I guess. Let's look at David Haru here. But Neritsu gets some issue 2. Vigilant boy. And some issues. But I guess Neritsu got in prison there, yeah. Like, Neritsu probably got some, you know, lifetime in Jail there, right? It was a nice date announcement because Haru had solid screen time. Yeah, Haru was like 2 episodes. I said earlier, right, but Haru barely appeared this season, right? She really barely appeared. She had solid screen time. They really increased that romance. Except with IBUKI and Luis's head between the boys, yeah, but the girl romance was very much reduced. That was cute though when they had that, you know, the shopping episode, yeah, when they were the best friends and they were like doing selfies. That was cute. But yeah, the girls, not so much this season. But it's not the last episode, right? I mean, not last episode. But I mean, is the manga ending here? Maybe, I don't know. I don't think so. It's probably a lot more chapters. So the manga has to go on for longer, right? I just feel like this could be the last episode permanently because there's nothing really like, you know, there's no loose ends here, so to speak. So I don't know. I was thinking about it now when I saw it. It's interesting. That could definitely be the last episode, honestly, though, because I didn't feel like there's no much more to go on after that. But of course, it's probably more, right? Let me see. So the manga, I mean, is still ongoing, right? Or just ended or whatever, yeah. Like to this year. I guess it ended this year. It's like 21 volumes. Here it ends with chapter 196. If I can get a list. I'm just wondering if I can, capture like what episode. But maybe this then, if this thing is true, would almost be only 10 more chapters left otherwise. So I'm trying to find like a lot left. Yeah, I'm trying to figure. I mean, yeah, it's stupid. I'm trying to figure out, like, wonder what chapter this is ended on, right? Without trying to get spoiled, because I don't want to jump to the last chapter. But that being said, though, I mean, this episode in a way could. I mean, I guess the only thing you have left is who's gonna be Beastars, like you know, so I suppose. That's true. But otherwise, it's kind of like, well, they have captured the killer guy. Luis is outright kind of think how to. They kind of got most of the story threads ended here, except I guess who's gonna be Beastars. Yeah, so probably one mistake, I guess. But anyway, let's review it. This is kind of stupid me because I tried to figure out what chapters ended on, but I also didn't want to just jump in on reading a random chapter and get spoiled. So I was like, I was gonna try to aimlessly kind of figure out sorry for what chapter we are at. Is to read the next chapter. It's like one page. What was like the next element? But anyway, let's review it. So yeah, he turns into Super Saiyan Wolf, right? And that's like just kind of silly. I just couldn't stop laughing at it because it's just already. Come on, Legoshi like really goes like Super Saiyan, bro. Like he's changed his character. He muscles up. His fur is like twice as thick or whatever. Right? His muscles are twice as big. He turned into like another character. And you could argue that, I guess that's why Kuma was so powerful, because he ate earlier, so he was like powerful. Yeah, like it is it really was a little bit like, oh man, he really powered up after that. Otherwise, then he was getting owned, right? It was kind of fun, and he's like, yeah, let's just talk about your problems, man. Let's sit down and, discuss before you eat me and so on. Certainly a weird fight as always with Legoshi, and he still didn't manage to win, right? So I said that last week. Was it last week or 2 weeks ago? No, last week, right? Whatever. But I said earlier in my previous review that I felt that it's a little bad in the anime, honestly. That, I mean, you could argue that it goes for the more realistic route, just because he trains a lot. He's still weaker or whatever. He doesn't have the talent or whatever. But the thing is that I feel that, yeah, they spent a lot of episodes of course, like training, right? And he still is lost anyway. So they didn't like amount to anything. He's maybe a stronger person or whatever, but really amounting to actually be a good fighter. But the problem was that he managed to defeat all the lions by himself, right? And Luis-senpai alone, and they're like trained people, and the Kuma isn't trained, right? So that didn't make any sense. He could win that fight without the Kuma 1-against-1, right? And also how they captured him. So it didn't really make it. Yeah, and he defeated so much people on the street and so on. So it wasn't really. It was kind of like yes and no. He did level up clearly a lot, right? And then defeated a lot of people, and then suddenly gets to the boss guy. But the boss guy is supposed to be this random teenage guy, right? He's a big boss, he's a teenager, or maybe young adult the best, like an 18-year-old, something like that, young adult the best, and he's better than them. So it didn't make any sense for the Kuma was so powerful, except maybe against the 8, I guess. But yeah, whatever. It was just kind of strange. Honestly, even that would be cliche. Even that, I mean, that would definitely be cliche. I still prefer if he kind of won here, right? Honestly, because. I mean, I admit, absolutely, it would be more cliche, it would be very shonen, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna power up, ultra strength, It would be much more cliche, definitely. But the thing is that, because the anime spent so much time on him training, right? If the anime, you said that, hey, the panda is training him, whatever, let's focus on Luis or let's focus on, you know, June or whatever, right? Yeah. If the anime just had like, that's happening over there, but this is the episode's focus, right? Something else, that I would be fine with it. But now the anime really spent a lot of time on this training. Like it was more of a shonen anime, right? Spent a lot of time on him training. Wasn't just one montage. Now they spent several episodes of him training, and he still was a loser, right? So that's what I mean. They spent too much. I think they built up too much time on it. That might be an anime compared to the manga thing. Maybe the manga isn't that prevalent, but here in the anime, it felt like they spent a lot of time making it a little more, you know, shonen-ish, right? And then it still didn't really shonen level up. So yeah, that was kind of like that, right? But this scene was bad, oh, man. This scene was horrible though. Freaking IBUKI, man, best bro mans ever, man. It's like, you gotta get free, man. Freedom for everything. Oof. Well, that scene was horrible, man. And he's like, and then of course he appears instead. And and then he appears instead. It's like, Bossu, I had to do it, man. It's IBUKI wanted to, you can be free, Bossu. that was, oh my god, yeah, that scene was really, that was the best scene. I said it earlier, immediately during the reaction, I kind of felt that this was gonna be the best scene. I felt it during the reaction, honestly, like, even before the episode ended, I was like, no, this is gonna be the best scene, man. The first scene, in the car, that was gonna be the heartbreaking scene. IBUKI is like, boss, I'm doing it for you, you know. I really felt that scene was gonna be stronger than what's gonna happen later. I felt this was the scene, right? That was a sad scene. IBUKI, of course, and it was a nice touch that, as I mentioned earlier, that they had the ending in the beginning, said, right? Because the ending is always about them just like he's like staring at him in the car and so on. So yeah, they went for this ending specifically for this scene. And I suppose that if you're a manga reader, that ending probably made a lot more sense, I guess, right? Because I mean, they have that ending for every episode, and yeah, they're clearly alluding to this death here, right? So yeah, that ending probably was a lot more powerful if you know what I mean, if you know what's gonna happen, right? So that's definitely a powerful scene there. And I would say my favorite scene, definitely. Otherwise, you know, Louis started crying. He's like, get away from my number. It really reminded me, and I don't want to spoil too much, but I feel with One Piece, kind of like, this was like 30 years ago. Yeah, I feel like, come on, this thing here. So I don't want to spoil too much about the other animes, but it's hard not to compare to other storytelling you see, like Marta. So it's hard not to compare these animes, but I mean, this is how you do it, right? If you play a game, you're like, oh, this game reminds me of this game, right? You know, that's just how you do it, right? Because that is what human uses for pattern recognition, right? So it's always right. If I recommend a game to someone, right? What games do you like? Oh, you like this game? Oh, this is a game. It's like you see, you know, and so on, right? And if you, etc. That is how we do it, right? And but yeah, this in here, I think we should One Piece though, because it's a well recognized and a show that's going on for. I mean, Jesus Christ, it's like chapter 80, 90. It's like the beginning of One Piece. It's like book 7, and you know, Nami's backstory is like, yeah, it's like the volume 8, 9, and 10 is all around that part. So this is like, I don't know, like, Jesus Christ, man. This is like many years ago in One Piece. Yeah, many. It's like 18 years ago in One Piece. This was a scene in One Piece. So I feel like you say whatever. You know, part of what I mean, right? It really did remind me a lot of Nami Arlong scene. But Nami goes for her shoulder in, she has a tattoo, right, in the Arlong tattoo. And she cuts her own shoulder instead of here. And Louise wants to remove it for, right? Still was kind of, you know, enslaved by those people. Kind of like Nami was, you know, a slave to Arlong. So very similar, I feel, to Arlong. And then also, because the whole leg thing, it reminded me of, you know, Sanji and Seth's backstory. So, and the eating! Come on! Like, come on! You can't tell me that scene is not a combination of Nami and Sanji's backstory in like 1 minute here, eating the leg thing. That is like Seth, Sanji, and Nami. Come on. It had all those components, man. That to me felt like, I would say immediately, that felt like a One Piece reference. Come on, it felt like a very One Piece reference. This scene, it felt very One Piece, honestly. Like these two things immediately, and they're both similar to the One Piece backstories, though. So yeah, that felt, I would say, very One Piece. But anyway, what do you guys think, right? Come on, that was very One Piece. It was a good scene. I do think that when his power up was silly. I do think that, honestly. I didn't like it too much. And here I sit there and say I wanted to be more so. No, but the thing is that I feel it's different here. Right? The other thing was like he's been training with the panda, you know, for X amount of time, right? a lot of screen time on that, and he's like, I'm a better martial arts, right? That's like an earned, training arc, right? And then just getting a little power up from the Louis stuff, suddenly he's like twice as big and muscular and so on. That felt just like kind of, that to me felt much more shonen cliche in a bad way, right? It's like just random power up and doing that. So yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that. Sure, he can get stronger by that, but he turned into like a twice as big wolf immediately. He just felt kind of silly to me. Yeah, oh, he's like twice as big now. He's much more muscular now, and he's like the fur is way more like. And also because the fur kind of started, to be like a Super Saiyan thing when it stands upright, like yeah. So it's like, oh yeah, he gets the whole. I see where you're going with this. Okay, yeah, but he really went Ultra Wolf there. It really was like Super Saiyan Wolf there in that part. Yeah, it was ridiculous. Yeah, I don't know. That felt super shonen suddenly when all the part felt like a shonen kind of subverting the trope there. Like, oh, and actually not. Kind of strange, honestly. But anyway, this is the last wrapping it up here. As this is the last episode, I might do a longer review if I have time next week or so on. Maybe I'd love it, but I mean, it's been a good season. I do think, as of course during the reaction part, I do find the season strange in the sense, right, that you have, well, sure, this is strange, but it feels like a little different, right? You have so much Haru love earlier, and also not just the romance, but the ecchi part, Haru grabbing people's, so yeah. So, and also, of course, they had some dance with Louis and so on, but it was definitely more the romantic, right? Kind of the, the love triangle, love quadrant, and more and so on. That was much more focused, definitely the one. And also, I mean, really not just in the actual, also romance, right? But this anime was quite mature anime, where we went, to like a love hotel, and it was, the weird, right? Again, how even her shack and so on. Yeah, so that stuff was completely out of this season. I will say again, I missed it. Yeah, I missed it a lot because this here was a little more other stuff, right? More fighting and so on. But I missed most of that, the romance stuff definitely, and also again then the kind of weird ecchi, kind of the shack and so on, the kind of weird stuff, right? You don't see it more anime. So that I felt was definitely a lack in this season because I think that was made the anime more unique. I think that was more of the uniqueness, and I think generally kind of the the romantic kind of the dates and so on, right? When Orange kind of is like back and forth half screen thing, and the kind of like at the beginning when IBUKI and Luis in the car, right? Those kind of scenes on the romance scenes are very interesting and very detailed, and very special for this anime for how they produced this company Orange, right? So that was kind of strange how. I say whether it made it strange, but it felt like the anime definitely pivoted, I suppose, a little bit from kind of where it felt like the main genre last season. So, yeah, I think that makes it such a difference. It is somewhat, I wouldn't say disappointing, but it feels like, man, I watched season 1, that was like this, season 2 is like, I'm kind of like, season 2 had a lot of other stuff that I felt was better, it's definitely different. And then I did think there's some story parts, of course, I mentioned last week too, that for example, why don't we just call the cops earlier on the Kuma, right? That doesn't make any sense. And I don't like how they introduced Orochimaru, right? Kuya for the Snake Lady. Yeah, her character I felt was so, I don't like the anime. So like, here's a new character, and she's first, they're afraid of her, right? Because she's in the ceiling, and they're like, oh, it's scary, and so on. And then they show her off, and it's Orochimaru with fun and so on. But that she was completely omitted. Yeah, I don't get that. I don't get it at all. That to me frustrates me because they had a new character, interesting new character, and then she just disappeared completely, never seen again. Might of course appear later in season 3, right? But still, I felt like she was going to be important to capture the bad guy, right? In some extent. Capture the bad guy in some extent, and it just didn't happen. She just never appeared again. So that I think was definitely a mistake in my opinion. You could have barely with that kind of thing. It's all Arara or Arara and so on. Yeah, but all that stuff you could have basically not have had a character, right? That was just weird. They had build up for her, and she got one episode, and she felt it was very, very central for this whole, the mystery thing, and then she never again was used. So that felt very very unutilized, and also generally giving her a full episode then more or less feels kind of pointless, right? That is better to use being a quicker Steven Turner and never having her again, right? So it's kind of strange. It's kind of strange, yeah. That is a bit really weird, especially because she felt like she was been a central character for this general storyline. So that was weird. But anyways, that's my review. So see you guys tomorrow. More fine episode, right? We have Quintuplets, who's gonna be the waifu. Yotsuba, you all know it. Princess Neverland, so on, ending tomorrow. Last week, it was the Kaisen ending, so right. So a lot of ending this season, of course. And then next week, or as the Saturday, we have Macadamia, and then of course we have other, animes coming next week, new animes, right? So it's really awesome. So you guys have a great day.